All right, we want to welcome everybody here today. We decided to do something a little different here to introduce our new head football coach. We decided to do a press conference, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time since our interviews, and it's finally here. And we wanted to bring along some important people in our community that cover Delaware County sports and cover Wes-Del. We brought in a couple of a student athlete, football player, as well as a parent. So they're going to get an opportunity to ask a couple questions to our new football coach. But before we get started, I want to introduce everybody that's here today. You might not be able to see them all on camera, but I do want to let everybody know who's here. First, we've got Wes-Del principal, Mr. Adam Perdue. I'm Kai Denny, I'm the athletic director. Brian Beaver from Delaware County Preps. AJ Nallman, who is an incoming senior on the Wes-Del football team. We got Robbie General from the Star Press. Mark Forster from Wolf Boom Sports Radio. And then Mark Price is a parent of a sophomore coming in to play football this year at Wes-Del. So with that being said, it's time to get to the main part of the show here. I want to introduce our new head football coach and his family. First, we've got his wife Lauren and their daughter River. And I'm going to give the podium up to new Wes-Del Warrior football coach, Mr. Ryan Cole.
Thank you, Mr. Denny. Guys, I'm excited to be here. Really looking forward to my time at Wes-Del and just absolutely thrilled to be part of this family and really excited to get started here. Who would like to ask the first question?
Yeah, I guess, for people who don't know, could you just kind of run through your coaching career and how you got to this point?
Yeah, I started coaching when I was a junior in college, and that was where it kind of began for me. When my football career ended, I knew right away that I wanted to go into coaching, so I started coaching in, I think, 2007. And from there, I coached at Garrett High School. I was a defensive back and wide receiver coach for 3 years. After that, I went to Brebeuf Jesuit in Indianapolis. I coached wide receivers and was the JV head coach at Brebeuf. Had a great run there for 3 years. Went to the state championship in 2012 or 13, and then from there, I've spent the last 9 or 10 years building Indiana primetime sports, coaching basketball, football, baseball, softball, fitness, a little bit of everything through that journey. And then this past year, I was a wide receiver coach at Lapel High School. So excited to be here. I've been coaching the last 15 or 16 years of my career, and ultimately, I wanted to be a head football coach. That was my coaching dream. So, I'm really excited to be a Warrior.
What about Wes-Del kind of stood out to you and brought you here?
You say what about Wes-Del?
Yeah, what about Wes-Del kind of stood out?
I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about Wes-Del when I first came, and after my first meeting with the administration, I was absolutely hooked. I knew that Wes-Del was a special place just by the people that I had met at that first meeting. And I think I've always been drawn to small schools and small communities. I think they're very special. I think you can do a lot of special things in a small school atmosphere. And for me, that was, once I got to know the people around Wes-Del, it was a no-brainer. I wanted to be here.
As a football coach, philosophically, where does it start for you? What's going to be the hallmarks of your program?
Well, I think we're, right away, we got to be committed. We got to be committed to the weight room. We got to be committed to the program. For me, I want to have fun playing the game of football. I think football is something that, it's so important that when we are done with our time playing the game, we can look back and we can say, man, I had a blast playing that game with my teammates, with my brothers, for my coaches, for my community and school. And so for me, I think it's about having fun. It's about creating a brotherhood and unity within the program. And we're going to play hard, we're going to work hard, we're going to play fast, and we're going to have fun doing it.
What's, a senior here in AJ, how important are seniors going to be, especially in year number 1, to kind of set the tone for what your program's going to be, building year after year after year?
Yeah, our seniors, that's where it starts from a leadership perspective, and we're going to have a senior meeting next week after school so I can meet with just the seniors, and they have the opportunity to, because they are seniors, to really be the forefront of leadership within the program. So that'll be on them. We'll set the tone next week when I get to meet with each of them and get to know them. But the seniors they set the benchmark, and I think for this class especially, it's important because they are going to set the groundwork for the future of the program. And I'm going to lean on those seniors a lot. And so I'm excited to meet AJ and then the rest of the senior crew next week and hopefully tonight, and we'll go from there.
You talk about the X and O's of football. What will a Ryan Cole team look like? Will it be throwing a lot, throwing a little? Depending on your personnel, you might make a change in your philosophy from year to year. Where do you see yourself going?
Yeah, well, my system's multiple, so it really will depend on personnel, and we're always going to want to run the football first, but we're a spread offense. It's going to throw it around when the time is right, and we're excited to put a brand of football on the field that the community will be proud of and that the players love to play in. It's we're going to have a fun offense, fun defense. We're going to fly around defensively, and that's definitely going to be something that you guys will see on Friday nights.
You mentioned the no huddle being quick. Probably no huddle might be part of that. Is that becoming more and more a part of what you have to do to be successful in today's game? I mean, we talked about Penn. Penn in 1990 was not Penn in 2021.
Right.
And you're at the opposite end of the size spectrum. But is it almost a matter now that you have to be able to do things quick, play an up-tempo game, keep the kids interested in playing an up-tempo game to really be successful?
Well, I think it's important to have multiple tempos that you can go to within a game, whether you're running your 2-minute, 4-minute, or whatever type of situation you're in. I don't think it's necessary to be successful. I think you've got to do the little things right, and we've got to really build off the foundation of all of our fundamental skills. And then from there, we'll be able to do more and add more. But number one, we've got a whole new offense to learn, a whole new defense, a lot of terminology that's going to change. And so for us, there's going to be a lot of it's going to be starting from the bottom and really building up and build the foundation early and make sure that we're all on the same page from the absolute base fundamentals. And then from there, we'll get a little more complex.
What made you want to be a head coach?
I've wanted to be a head coach for as long as I can remember. So for me, it's something that I've just been ingrained with. It's been part of who I am, and I started applying for head jobs, I think, when I was 22. But my life and my career path kind of went a different direction, and so there wasn't a better time than now to get back into it and really look for that perfect opportunity. And I tell you what, when I got to Wes-Del, I knew this was the opportunity that was going to give me that first head job.
How are you going to make this new team buy in to your philosophies, like your way of play?
I think it starts with hard work, and I think when you guys get around me and see what I'm about, I think the buy-in will come. I know things are going to be a little different probably in the beginning, but for me, it's just I want to get to know you guys and get to know what you're about. But I think if the goal is to be a championship level program, then the buy-in needs to be pretty immediate, and so that's my goal, is to bring championships to Wes-Del while putting the players first, and then you guys getting a great experience in high school. So I'm going to lean on the seniors. That's when the seniors buy in, typically the rest of the players will follow. So that's the plan.
One of the struggles, I think, of a 1A size school is participation, and some of those kids can maybe riding the fence on whether to participate or not. What's going to be your message to get that kid off the fence and participate?
Well, I think it's high school, you get one opportunity to be in high school. And I think there's so many unique things about the high school experience that make it what it is, that are different than any period of time in our life, that if you have the opportunity to participate now, why wouldn't you? I think in 20 years, if you look back and you said, oh, I didn't play football my junior year, I kind of wanted to, but I didn't, that you might regret that later down the road, because that's that one opportunity. So for me, if there's a kid on the fence, I think it's really about, think about your future 10 to 20 years from now, because these opportunities, we don't get to play forever. And I think, just getting to be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, that's a team game, that I just think there's nothing better than the game of football. And I think you don't want to miss out on this opportunity while you have it.
Kind of a follow-up question to that. Do you feel like style of play is a major factor in some of those kids who are sitting on the fence, whether they play or not? Is it up tempo, more attractive? Is it kind of elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, I think kids want to play in an offense and on a defense that they're seeing in college football on Saturdays, and they're watching Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes on Sunday. I think there's something to that. I think as long as the product that's on the field is if they can feel growth and they can feel that they're getting better, those are the things that are going to matter. And hopefully, again, we're going to have fun playing the game of football. That is really important to me. So there's no doubt when these guys get out here and start getting to go through the football program, they're going to enjoy themselves. And I think that'll trickle through the community, especially down into the middle school and the younger kids. And I'm excited to get to know the middle school program and those players, and even into the elementary, the flag football league, the Metro League, and really start to just get into the Wes-Del community at the younger ages, and really build the excitement from there. And then by the time they get to high school, if it's done right, they will be excited. And I think everybody's going to want to play football here.
Yes, I mean, just being a coach on some of these successful teams, making it to state. I mean, what makes these teams so successful? Because I feel like in high school, the skill level a lot of times is kind of even. But I mean, there are those teams that rise above. I mean, what have you seen that makes those teams so successful, and what do you want to kind of bring over?
Yeah, I think immediately it's the standard that you set for your players. I think we are going to come in and we are going to set the bar high. Our expectations are high, our standards are high, and if we're not living up to those standards on a daily basis, whether it's in the classroom, in the weight room, or on the practice field, then we're going to have repercussions. And so for me, it's just elevating the level of the standard that we expect our athletes to give, and doing all the small details right. And I think when we do all the small things right, we take pride in the little things, big things can happen in return. So that's really it. We're gonna, everything we do is gonna be with a purpose, and we're gonna train and get ready to be champions.
I guess what's your vision next year and then in the years to come as you're kind of building the program?
I haven't even met the players yet, so I'm excited to meet the players, and I want to get to know them. I want to see what the personnel looks like. I watched a little film from last year and have a decent idea, but for me, I think right now it's about this incoming team, and we'll build off of that as we go. But I'm excited to get to know AJ and the boys, and I think they will set the mark for the next few years. But really, it's just going to be, again, it's going to be hard work and getting in with we're lucky to have our own strength and conditioning coach, and I think that's a huge perk here at Wes-Del, and beautiful facilities and administration that really backs the vision of the program. So all of those things combined, I think, are going to lead to a really, really good situation for the Wes-Del football program.
Coach, this is certainly looking ahead, but when it comes to individual matchups, your philosophy as a head coach and trying to game plan for what the opponent's going to give you versus focusing on yourselves. What's that balance when you coached of, obviously have to have a healthy balance of both, but for you, which is more important to your game plan?
I think in the beginning, we have to be able to do what we do really, really well. And so I want to make sure that we are, a well-oiled machine that we can execute whatever our game plan is. And then obviously on the other side of your question is, it's important to know what your opponent's doing, and we need to be able to counteract that and attack their weaknesses and do what we do well against that. So for me, it's make sure that we're doing our own, running our own stuff really well, and then the game plan week by week we'll take what we do and then plan accordingly based on what they're giving us. So it's a healthy balance.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I want to thank everybody again for coming. We were anybody who's talked to me over the past couple weeks, and for any amount of time, has known how excited I am about this hire. I truly believe we've got the right person at the right time to lead our football program, and I hope that you guys being here today and listening to him know why we are so excited here at Wes-Del about Coach Cole taking over and having his wife and cute little daughter. You probably heard her a little bit in the background. They are going to be a perfect fit for Wes-Del. I'm excited tonight. We're going to have a meet and greet after this for the community, as well as we invited everybody. Anybody wants to come, and I know that it won't take long for everybody else to get excited about Coach Cole and what he's going to bring to our football program and to our school. So I do appreciate everybody coming out again, and I look forward to a great season.